There you go.
Wait, look at this.
And this is where it gets weird. I never gave this guy my address. I only gave him my number, but I ended up getting an invitation by letter. And at the time,
Hey yo, we're back at it again. In today's compilation, we'll be looking at some videos that might make you think you're in the Matrix. Let's get it. I'm not sure if this is real, but I would think portals would be way more discreet. But if there's any merit to this, we might as well call this one Operation Donut.
So this lady noticed that these birds that were on her property haven't been on her property lately, and she looked around and found them dead next to her house. She was gonna make a burial site for them and bury them, but she noticed after about a month and a half to 2 months that these birds have no worms, no maggots, no foul odor to them whatsoever, and she's like confused about what's going on. Look at that. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 birds. 6 of them that are dead. That's the little one that's been 3 weeks. It's been dead for 3 weeks, and again, no worms, no maggots, no foul smell. Look at that, y'all. She went to go get her son to ask her about it. Again, these birds used to be around her garden and watching like what's going on. So her son went to go put on the gloves, and this is what he found, y'all. Check this out. There you go. You got the chips. Whatever it is, that's one of the birds. And he searches all of them, and they all have this within them. Look at that, y'all. Every single one of them had them in it. That's why there were no flies. I mean, I'm sure some of y'all know that even in the CIA website, they disclose to you that birds are used as surveillance objects.
This world is getting scarier and scarier, and at this point I may buy a parrot to discuss what's really going on. At least a parrot will be honest, and it will let me know exactly which birds are its relatives.
919-716-93993. Alright, Rob, call it. I think Regina's calling. See, look, they're starting over. They go to 7.
716-93993. Damn, this is tight. I gotta get in.
Whoa, calm down.
Oh my god.
It's Jack Gray. It's just...
Look at it.
I'm the mesmerized by the places. Yeah, it's like that. Otherwise, I can't see it. Oh no, 510. Oh my god, whoa. I might know this. 0. Oh no. Someone call them. Maybe they put a bunch of phone numbers up here. Hey, call this dude. What's this on?
Look at that. That's old school, you guys.
5, 8. Shit, yeah, right. You gonna dial the number? Okay, Leo. That's 0, 582 0.
My god, that is still me. You guys, it's still me. That's the guy right there. This is so funny. Look at that! Oh my god! Dude, what's that for the camera?
I'm not sure what state or country this was spotted in, but this could have been a sign that the Earth was upgrading to a new firmware. This would mean that we are really in the Matrix.
You know, when you see photos of Walt Disney at Disneyland, all of his cigarettes are photoshopped out. He's got his two fingers like this, but there's nothing in his hand.
Oh.
So you see him there standing there like this. In all these pictures, he's sitting around like this, but
Whoa.
yeah, because he died from lung cancer.
Oh, wow.
He died from smoking cigarettes.
Damn.
Smoked himself to death. He wasn't that old either. I want to say he was in the 60s.
Just taking into account how much kids love Disney, their marketing team probably wanted to make any existent photo of Walt more marketable, but they should have replaced the cigarette with a pen because in some pics it looks like it's throwing up gang signs.
This story is the reason I stopped making content for 5 years. You guys remember when all those Vine stars and skit Instagrammers moved to LA in like 2015-ish? So I wasn't a huge creator at the time, but I was there and around it all as all of that stuff was happening. I moved from Chicago to LA 3 weeks after high school with like $2,000 in my pocket that I saved up working at Steak and Shake with this other aspiring creator named David. I was much more into editing and being behind the camera at that time, and he was much more into Vine and vlogs and being on camera. That time of our lives was absolutely crazy. Everybody was broke, posting anything we could onto YouTube to get some attention. I happened to get a spot at the now notorious 1600 Vine Apartments, and David got a spot a little bit closer to USC. Everyone was collaborating with everyone, and it was the era of clickbait YouTube. And to be honest, it was extremely fun for the first few months, until Hollywood started to notice that influencers were the next big thing, and that the landscape of the industry was changing. And we started to get invited to more exclusive parties and events, where it seemed as if old Hollywood was almost grooming new Hollywood. And there was rumors of this one gathering that was happening on a monthly basis, where it seemed like anybody that got invited saw a massive jump in their numbers, secured huge brand deals right after attending. But apparently this gathering worked on a buddy system. Someone had to vouch for you and bring you as a guest. And by blind luck, me and David ended up getting invited. Some talent agents saw me and David shoot a silly skit at a random party. He didn't invite us that second, he just told us that he saw something special in us and took our contact information. And listen, people do that all the time in LA, but this guy had a different feel to him. He wasn't trying to convince us he had connections or hype himself up like everybody else does. He was just super calm and had a sharp way of speaking that demanded respect. He was extremely brief, and after getting our numbers, he just said, "Look out for the invite," and walked away. And this is where it gets weird. I never gave this guy my address, I only gave him my number, but I ended up getting an invitation by letter. And at the time, I thought that that was so cool. But in retrospect, as an adult looking back at it, that alone was a huge violation of privacy and a major red flag. But at the time, when I tell you I was absolutely buzzing with excitement. When I got it, the letter was so extravagant and detailed. It was gold with black and red lettering that read something like, "Your talents have been noted, your name has been endorsed, and I'll never forget this part. The dreams you have been chasing are a night away through the seventh heaven." And the address was a beautiful home in Laurel Canyon that was set to happen that weekend. It also noted to not be a minute late and not to expect to leave before midnight. And at the time, it felt like the Willy Wonka golden ticket. And the excitement doubled when I got a text from David at the same time, in all caps saying, "Did you get one too?" I felt like our lives were about to change. And I was right. David blew up after this party, and I had to go into hiding. I felt like our lives were about to change. And I was right. David blew up after this party, and I had to go into hiding. When I tell you I was on cloud 9 leading up to that party, I mean it. I was so young and naive and delusionally optimistic. I truly believed that I was going to go to this party and leave rich, because it literally seemed like that was happening to the creators around me that attended. I was hyped. I've never been a braggy person, but when you're young and excited, you get consumed by good news and want to talk to your friends and peers about it. So everybody that I chatted with who I knew was a content creator and was in the know about this party, I couldn't help but to tell them. And all the feedback was positive and along the lines of, "Let me know how it goes," or "Can you try to get me into the next one?" And even some from bigger creators saying, "I'll see you there," with like a little smirk on their face, like they were pumped for me. Except for one conversation with a creator that most of you probably know. This creator is an extremely positive guy, and he's one of the most wholesome, bubbly, genuine guys I met out there. And when I told him the good news, he looked at me like I told him a tsunami was headed towards the building. The usual joy that this man brought to every conversation turned into real fear and concern, and he made me leave the lobby and come up to his apartment before explaining anything to me. Like he was scared that somebody was going to overhear our conversation. When we got up to his apartment, he was just pacing, like he had no idea how to start this conversation. But when he finally spoke up, all he said was, "Listen, Doug, I know you're excited, but I'm begging you, please do not go. That man is not who you think he is. He was being so frantic and I could see tears welling up in this guy's eyes. But I was young and I thought that I knew everything. I didn't even think the talent agent that sent us the invite was important. I was interested in the connections and I didn't really care if the talent agent was shady or if his intention was to sign me to a bad deal. I thought I'd just say no to any bad contract that he tried to send me, but still get to reap all the benefits of the party. So I tried to pry a little bit and ask follow-up questions, but all he gave me was, I have a friend who went and he hasn't been the same since he didn't cooperate. I don't know what he saw or what they did to him, but Doug, I do not want to see that happen.
If your success is dependent on you attending one of the Holly weird parties, then that's red flag number 1.
Guys, I'm here in 2003. As you can tell behind me, I'm going to be at Sears today. Let me show you something that's going to blow your mind. How do you deny this proof? Sears. Everybody knows that these stores don't exist anymore throughout the entire country. There's not a single one. I'm going to show you inside a Sears for the first time as a time traveler. I mean, here we are, guys, at Sears Appliance and Clothing. I'm going to show you guys inside Sears. Okay, I'm inside the store, guys. As you can tell, here are all their clothes. All their clothes are here. Here's all their outdoorsy stuff, guys. More clothes. So much clothes, guys. Their jewelry department. I mean, look at, they even sell their shovels here. Guys, look at this. They even have the cookware stuff, guys. How do you deny this proof, guys? I'm in Sears.
I must say this was slightly compelling, but for me to be convinced, he got to capture a video of himself at a Wilt Chamberlain or like a young Michael Jordan game.
Wow. Ay, grabe. Grabe yung lakas.
This animal looked like a giant leech mixed with an octopus tentacle, and hopefully this guy's alright because he was a few skin stretches away from having a medical bill.
This sounds like something straight out of a horror movie. Spiders falling from the sky across California's Central Coast. You can see the long spider web looking strands that are in the shape of an upside down balloon. Experts say it's a phenomenon appropriately called ballooning. When baby spiders release a bunch of silk and fly off, it's common in October across the country. And with many spider species, in this instance, it may have been caused by a heat wave.
Several videos ago, I showed clips of rocks and fish that was discovered falling from the sky. So at this point, I'll gladly take spiders and all their webs.
Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Get out of the way. Look at this. Somebody please explain. Camera. That is some kind of an artificial background, an artificial sky, yellow. Looks like wires, maybe? Yeah, that's trippy. That's trippy. Hold up. Hold up, let me get another angle. Gotta see this. Look at this. Look at this. Somebody help me understand that. Somebody help me understand what the heck that is. Look at no, that's the sky's tripping. Big time. Big time, baby. Big time. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Get out of the way. Look at this.
At a quick glance, it looks like the firmament is cracking. Okay, scratch that, I just went way too far. But if this is true, the sky has not been the same since the eclipse.
Just now, in China, fam, they're putting up blue tarps all over the roofs of their houses.
Wait,
guess why?
So, blue tarps.
Blue tarps, bro. All over all their houses, they're building it right now. They know something is gonna happen.
Is it gonna be like a big just storm?
Yo, remember Maui? Oh, you remember the theory?
Yeah.
How it was a laser that caused the fire, but only the stuff that were blue color, the blue colored cars, the blue colored houses were not burnt. Check this video out.
Nah, they're strategic for that. Yo, China's always
they're smart
onto it.
Yo, check this out. Look.
China
knows something the rest of the world does not know. Look, so they have the blue tarps and just putting it all over the houses. Everywhere, on the roofs, everywhere. Almost Yo, I want to say 80% of the houses are starting to do it. Holy smokes. But think about that. Think about that though.
Hopefully China's not the next Maui, but considering all the blue items in Maui like the flower pots, cars, and rooftops did not burn, China might be thinking 10 steps ahead.
Have you seen this viral video of what looks to be some sort of angelic or demonic being captured during a lightning strike? Well, I didn't think it was real at first, but my friend Ashley captured something in a storm last night in South Carolina that just may have changed my mind. But let's first look at this full clip if you've never seen it.
It's just wicked thunder and lightning.
Like I said, I didn't give that much credence until I saw this video last night, taken by a friend of mine. And there's something there, and the lightning's going right to it. And to me, I even see those same wings that were in that last video. And I want you to take notice of this cloud here, this shaped cloud that looks like a face. Because just a second later, there was another lightning strike, and that being isn't there. It wasn't just a cloud. These were clouds. That, I think, was something else. And whether this just happens to be an actual angel or not, doesn't change the fact that I know there are angels here, because we're living in a spiritual world, and they're all around us. And the fallen angels especially, because they're running the show right now, and that's why things are the way they are. But don't worry, they lose in the end. We all know. They even know. They lose in the end. And all this, of course, was just for entertainment purposes. I know we just live on a spinning ball and we're evolved from monkeys. Entertainment only.
The first image being a potential angelic being seemed like a stretch, but granted, I'm not quite sure if any of this is real, but in the second image, it looked like something in the sky was getting smacked down by Mother Nature.
The little grays are not what people think they are. They are robotic creatures. When they travel by shifting their vibrations and frequencies. All they have to do is raise the vibration of the craft. It's like watching a fan blade or a propeller on a plane. When it speeds up, it becomes invisible. That's what happens with them. When they speed up the vibration and frequency of the craft, it will disappear into the other dimension. People have reported seeing a light in the sky will suddenly blink out. And other times they'll see one just appear. That's when they slow down the vibration to come into our atmosphere. So when they have to send the beings down to do the samplings and the testing on the humans and take them, they will always come in the small craft, and you will usually see the little gray beings. The little gray beings have been created to withstand the density of the Earth.
Out of all the theories I've heard about the Greys, this is the first time I'm hearing about their robotic makeup. Now, if they're robotic, my question is, who made them?
Explain this to me. Why are these ducks standing at attention in the rainstorm like they're about to receive marching orders? It's a beautiful rainy day, and these ducks are just frozen solid. It's a 4 out of 5. It's RGP.
As a whole, animals tend to be way more sensitive than humans when it comes to weather occurrences, so those ducks may have been reacting to an unusual atmospheric pressure, but whatever it is got them shook. Hopefully he was creating the artificial cabbage as arts and craft, because this would be the worst nightmare to your digestive system. But this video though needs to be kept from Bill Gates' algorithm at all costs. We all know Big Man Bill is a big supporter of lab-grown meat. But alright y'all, that's it for the episode. If you enjoyed it, hit the like button, subscribe to my channel. I'll see you guys in the next one. But until then, peace and love.